Shalom, Israel. This is your brother Lamar Lakam, and before I get started, I want to give all honor, reverence, glory, esteem, reverence to the Most High, God of Israel, Yahweh, and to Him only do I give praise and worship to. Okay, today's topic, this is actually a part 2 of Leviticus 23, verses 15 and 16. This came about because I had a couple brothers contact me about the lunar calendar that I observe and many others. So what it made me do, the conversation made me dive in a little more to be more clear about what I'm witnessing in the scriptures. I asked the brothers had they watched my videos. They said no, they hadn't watched them. I asked them, please watch the video. They're pretty thorough, but hopefully they go back and watch these videos. But like I said, it made me want to dive in a little more and see if we can even get more clarity. So whether they watch the videos or not, I don't know. But anyway, for those who do and are learning, we're going to dive into this. And I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. Here's the question. Is the Sabbath in Leviticus 23, verses 15 and 16, talking about a day of rest or a 7-day week? Okay? So, we're going to be using King James Bible, and I'm going to be using the King James Bible, actually in the Blue Letter Bible. And also I'm going to be using the JPS Tanakh as well. And so here we go. As I mentioned in the first video explaining Leviticus 23 and 15, the Shabbat in this scripture, I don't believe it's talking about a day of rest when we get to the end. But I'm going to read it first. Actually, let me give more clarity. The first part is, but then the bottom of 15 isn't. So let's just read it and dive into it. So Leviticus 23 verses 15 and 16, it reads, "And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord." Okay, now let's go back to verse 15. We see the word Sabbath here, and we see the word Sabbaths there. First, let's go into the Strongs for this word. Okay. We see that the outline of the biblical usage can be several things. It could be a Sabbath as a day of rest. It could be a day of atonement, which we know is, those of you who study scripture know, the day of atonement is in the 7th month of the year after Abib. It's in the 7th month. It could be talking about a Sabbath year, which is, the 7th year in Scripture. It could be talking about a week. It could be talking about produce in a 7th year, a Sabbath year, all right? So those are the different ways in the Scripture it could be used. The brother I was speaking with said, no, it's not talking about a week and 7 days. Okay, well, let's dive in. Here we go. Let's see. So, before we do that, let's go into the JPS Tanakh. We're in Leviticus 23. Here's verse 15 and 16. And it reads, "And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after" what? "The day of rest." So now that first Sabbath that was here, The JPS calls that the day of rest. From the day ye brought the sheaf of waving, look at this, 7 weeks shall there be complete. We have a distinction here. So it says 7 weeks, but right here said the day of rest. After the day of rest, 7 weeks. It didn't say 7. Look, notice, not 7 days of rest, 7 Sabbaths. So let's see which one this is talking about as compared to the JPS. All right. 7 weeks shall there be complete. All right. So we got day of rest. We got 7 weeks. Let's continue. Even unto the morrow, after the 7th week, shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall present a new meal offering unto the Lord. So one can look at that and they can say, well, that still means 7 days of rest. So you got this 1 day of rest that happens 7 times is what they're saying. Okay, let's look at the definition of a week. This is the Merriam-Webster dictionary I grew up on. I used to have a hard copy as a kid. I kept it with me in my book bags. I kept that dictionary everywhere. So I really like the Merriam-Webster dictionary. And it reads, the first definition, any of a series of 7-day cycles used in various calendars. It could also mean any 7 consecutive days. Any 7-day cycles, 7 consecutive days. That's the definition of a week. So when you count from the morrow after the day of rest, the Sabbath. Look at that. 7 weekly cycles, 7-day cycles shall there be complete. All right, see, even until the morrow after those 7-day cycles, 7th week, shall ye number 50 days. So that day after would be 50, day 50. And ye shall present a new meal offering unto the Lord. Now, let's look at some other comparisons because we know our books have been tampered with. They've been tampered with. So we have to keep diving in. We got to look at these other translations. We can't just rule stuff out because it doesn't fit what we're trying to prove or things like that. We got to keep diving. Let me see what this translation says. Let me see what this one says. Let me see what this one says. You have to look at other scriptures, all kind of things. So now, let's go into some other translations, all right? So, let's look at right here. Translations for Leviticus 23 and 15. Okay, we got the KJV, which we already read. We got the new KJV, which is pretty similar. You should count for yourselves from the day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed. Those two look the same, look similar to what we originally read. But let's go now into some more translations. We got the New Living Translation right here. It says from the day after the Sabbath, which we already established as the day of rest. The day you bring the bundle of grain to be lifted up as a special offering. Count off 7 what? Full weeks. 7 full weeks. We already know by definition 7 7-day cycles. All right. So after the day of rest, count off 7 7-day cycles. The NIV, from the day after the Sabbath, the day of rest, the day you brought the sheaf of wave offering, count off what? 7 full weeks. 7 7-day cycles. All right. Right here, you should count what? 7 full weeks. 7 7-day cycles from when? From the day after what? The day of rest. From the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering. Look at this, the CSB. You ought to count 7 complete weeks. All 7 7-day cycles. Starting from the day when? After Sabbath, the day of rest. The day you brought the sheaf of the presentation offering. The Spanish version. Right here, look. 7 semanas cumplidas serán. All right. Watch this. Google Translation says siete semanas cumplidas serán is 7 weeks completed will be. Even the Spanish version has that Sabbath as 7 complete 7-day cycles. Okay, so let's go on. Let's keep it moving. As we can see, this word is pretty much a homonym. So a homonym is a word that has multiple meanings, multiple ways it could be used, different ways. So for instance, if I say there's a bat over there, would you know what kind of bat I'm talking about? I could be talking about a baseball bat, or I could be talking about the flying animal. So when the scriptures mention that 7 Sabbaths shall be complete, are they talking about 7 days of rest? Or are they talking about 7-day cycles? All right, and from my research of checking other translations and looking at the Hebrew words and things like that, you got to check these other translations. I'm going to go with 7-day cycles to be completed, and then that next day, as it says, even to tomorrow, after that 7-day cycle, it's gonna be the 50th day. That'll be the 50th, because we know 7 times 7 day cycles is 49. The next day would be 50. All right. So let's do this. Let's go to a moon phase calendar, and let's count just that. Let's do that. All right. So in Leviticus 23, we read about our feast days, our holy days, and so we had our new moon, our Abib, start right here. All right. So that was the start of the month. The Most High told us on the 14th day of that month that evening would be Passover. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Right here at the evening would be Passover. All right. So we know that also we have a start of a month, a Kodesh month. Kodesh. 6 working days of Sabbath, 6 working days of Sabbath. So the scripture said to count 7 complete weeks. So we're starting after that day of rest. All right. So here we had a day of rest. And then we got 7-day cycles that's got to go by. So let's just count. I'm just for instance starting here. I could start here if you want. Either here, either way. And counting 7 weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 1 week. That's 2. 17th to the 23rd. That's 3. This is 4. Let's continue. This is 5, 6 weeks, 7. So that was 49 days. And then this is the 50th day right here. Did we complete 7 weeks? Sure we did. Right here, we ended it, and then this was the 50th day. No matter how you count it, 7 times 7 is 49. And then 1 day is 50. So if you're looking for that day, that right here, if you're looking for this to be 7 days of rest to be completed, now you're going to be off. That's not what the scripture was saying. This was a homonym, and in this case, to me, from my research, it meant 7 completed 7-day cycles. That's how I see it. That's what I'm looking at. And you either accept what we just looked at or you don't. So I'm looking at this one as the day of rest, and this as 7-day cycles. We got 7 7-day cycles, which is 49 days, and then the 50th day. I'm done. That concludes it. I'm gonna point people to these videos. I really don't have it in me to just go back and forth. Because when you're debating with people, or even having a dialogue, sometimes you don't hear each other. Communication gets cut off. People cutting each other off, or you just don't get to present all the information for various reasons. But the video is here. As long as we have this technology, use the videos, go on. But I hope this makes you want to research even further, or push even for whatever it does. But I'm sticking with what I'm reading and what I see and the research that I have. Until next time, thank you for watching. If you want to hit me up on the IG, Lamar Lacom, and hit me in the DMs, and I'll get back with you. Until next time, shalom.